Sometimes the world is telling you that you shouldn't do something. Welcome back to This ADHD Life. That reference is to the fact that this is now the third time that I'm actually recording this episode of the podcast/vodcast. And if you're up on YouTube, I apologize. There's no video this week. Listen, I recorded it twice before, and I decided I just don't have the bandwidth right now to edit together the video from this. But so maybe the third time will be a charm. The first time was Apple's fault. The second time was my fault. And of course, the first time was too. I should have checked to make sure that my Mac hadn't completely fucking forgotten that I had this damn microphone here. Oops, I said the F word. I am going to definitely have to check the over 13 box. Oh, well, that seal is unbroken. I apologize to your delicate ears because I normally don't say words like that on this episode. However, today is a super important episode, I think, because it is really about willpower. The third time recording this, but it's really about energy. So I'm just back from the ADHD conference in St. Louis. It was an awesome experience. It's really kind of interesting how these show topics can come from average everyday humans like yourself. Because I got a question while I was at the conference about after vacation, how do I get back on track? And so I asked, well, how long do you give yourself to get back on track? What do you mean? I'm like, so do you give yourself a week, 2 weeks, a month? Like, how long do you give yourself to get back on track? Well, I don't give myself any time to get back on track. Huh. Maybe that's something you could explore. And then I had another conversation, and someone else had been on vacation, and I really envy all these people going on vacation. But the same topic came up, and I asked the question, well, how long does it normally take you to get back on track or back to your routines after being on vacation? And the answer that time was about a month. And I said, so why are you trying to do it in 2.5 weeks? If you know your brain's natural chemistry it takes a month. So really, before you tune out, let's not go into a defeatist attitude that it's going to take a month no matter what. But if you want it to take less time, you have to decide before vacation rather than coming back from vacation and going, well, this is the time it's only going to take 3 days. So how does this tie into the ADHD conference, I hear you asking? And really, if I could hear you asking that would be amazing because it would drown out the voices in my head. But it has to do with the ADHD conference because I know myself enough to know that the following week, I need some time off. Now, that doesn't mean time off from clients. It doesn't mean time off from Walking Daisy, although that would be great, though there are certain practical implications there. We will just leave it there. So I expect myself to do a minimum of things. I don't continue marketing for the week. Marketing, I hate that word, but I don't do anything towards marketing that week. And anybody observing me might say I do nothing towards marketing on a daily basis. However, I expect very little of myself because I know I am going to need time to recharge. I need time to recharge. So this kind of bleeds into another topic, introverts versus extroverts. And it's not just the greatest skins on skins football match or American football if you're in the UK. It is all about energy. So if you get your energy from other people, talking to other people, if you get energy, if you feel recharged afterwards, you're sort of an extrovert. If you get your energy from, just being the fuck alone. See, now that I've broken the seal, I'm going to say it. You actually get your energy from just being alone. You're an introvert. And it's so confusing because a lot of us folks with ADHD tend to have this personality that looks like we're extroverts because we truly do love meeting new people and we love to learn about other people. A lot of us have this love of learning, and God, you get us around a group of people that we've never met before and suddenly it's like, oh my God, I get to know everything about everybody and I want to know it right now. The problem is, as an introvert, while I love doing that, it does actually sap my energy. So I have to go back to the recharge room, or in my case, it's my hotel room, and I'm happy to report that this year I was much better at self-care than I have been in past years. I actually took a few naps and I was able to get away from the guilt monster that kept telling me I had to go back to the convention floor because you paid for this here and you're a professional and you're a board member with ADA and you're just wasting your time just letting yourself recharge, Keith. Well, you know what? Screw that. That's ridiculous. So I was able to sort of kill that guilt monster, and we're going to see whether the episode title "Go to Hell Guilt Monster" actually passes Apple's and Google's and YouTube's titling policies. And wouldn't it be funny if it didn't pass Google Play, but it did YouTube? Anyway, so that's the point here, which, by the way, should be the name of this podcast. Is every episode I say that's the point here. The point is that while we may appear to be extroverted a lot of the time, some of us with ADHD actually are introverts. And that if you're going to go on vacation or go to an ADHD conference or do anything that is outside of your normal sort of 9 to 5 normal everyday schedule, you're going to need some time to recoup. And yes, you can absolutely try to define how much time it's going to be. If you listen to what I just said, I give myself about a week. It may stretch to 8 days. It may stretch through Thanksgiving. I certainly hope it won't, but I am fully prepared to understand that may be the case. For someone else, it might be a month. It may depend on the length of the vacation. For another person, it might be 3 days. Everybody's variable. But you do have the power. And so if you have recently come back from the conference or you have recently come back from vacation, my question to you is, how long are you going to give yourself to sort of decompress, process, and get back to normal? And I'm doing that in air quotes. Man, I really wish I had a video now. How long are you going to give yourself to get back to normal before you just sort of expect yourself to go back to the normal routine that you've set out for your days? So you might be asking, Keith, okay, you're kind of sporadic with these podcasts, and you've mentioned that you're trying to do something more on a more consistent basis. We would have totally understood if you blew this episode off. I mean, we wouldn't have noticed because we don't listen anyway. So why are you forcing yourself to do this, brah? Well, so I'm not forcing myself. I was trying to force myself earlier this morning. I was telling myself that I had to record a podcast because I want to be neurotypical and I want to get these out on a consistent basis. And I was also telling myself that I absolutely didn't have the energy to be able to record an episode. And that was a lie. I didn't have the energy to record an episode the way that I would want to record an episode, or the way I think I would want to record an episode. I don't have the energy to do all the fancy video edits. I know they're not fancy. I don't have the energy to, even write down a 3x5 card of what I'm going to be talking about. And maybe that's the reason I'm doing this a third time is maybe that's the environment telling me, hey, dipshit, you probably should have written some topics down on an index card. In any case, that's the reason I'm doing it. This no longer is taking energy from me. I came up with a message and I wanted to share it. And so we'll see how this does. If everybody unsubscribes, I'll know this absolutely did a horrible job. But if not, and you enjoyed this episode, please head over to the website. You can @ me on social media at This ADHD Life. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube with my lovely dog Daisy saying that she wants you to subscribe, well, please honor her wishes and subscribe, hit the thumbs up and, click the bell, go buy some tricks, pick a 4-leaf clover and then give someone a moon because you know how that goes. Coach Keith here. I hope this was helpful. And even if it was not, I hope it was entertaining. And if it wasn't either of those things, don't let me know because I need to recharge still. Take care. This ADHD Life is brought to you by you. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support me in other ways and continue the This ADHD Life mission and podcast, please visit thisadhdlife.com/support.